Okay, so we are live now.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where we invite pioneers from the education industry to share their years of experience and insights with us. So, before moving forward, let me introduce you to Entab. With an experience of more than 2 decades, Entab has been associated with over 1,500 schools across India, evolving them to become new age digital campuses by providing them mature and futuristic ERP, CRM, and mobile apps. In today's session, we will discuss about practicing mindfulness in classrooms. We'll understand the importance of mindfulness in any situation. We'll also learn about some tips for practicing mindfulness and how can teachers also use the same. So, to discuss the same, we have Miss Meeta Sharma, Principal Mussoorie International School, Mussoorie, Uttarakhand. In her educational journey, ma'am has been associated with several prestigious schools like Maharaja Savai Man Singh School, Jaipur, then Modi School, Rajasthan, Doon School, and many more. So, welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I feel privileged to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. So moving on, so ma'am, the first thing our audience would like to know is that what is the exact meaning of mindfulness and why it is important?
Thank you for the question. Mindfulness is a very pretty, it's a straightforward word. It just suggests that the mind is fully attending to what's happening, to what you are doing at that very moment of time, in that very moment of space in which you're moving through. Now, that might seem trivial, except for the annoying fact that we often veer from the matter at hand. Our mind generally takes a flight. We lose in touch with our reality and our body, as well as our body, and we soon become engrossed and in obsessive thoughts about something that just happened or start fretting about the future. And it leads to anxiousness. So mindfulness, if I may define it, is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we are doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very well said. So moving forward, so it is important for the students to practice mindfulness in classrooms. But ma'am, how much it is equally important for the teachers to practice the same for an effective teaching learning process?
I think mindfulness is equally important for students as well as teachers. What happens is most teachers, in the trainings as well as while teaching, they focus primarily on the content, the pedagogy, and they overlook the very real social, emotional, and cognitive demands of teaching itself. Luckily, learning and cultivating skills of mindfulness, that is the ability to stay focused in one's present with non-judgmental awareness, helps the teachers to promote the calm, the relaxed, and enliven the classroom environment that children need to learn in. Mindfulness for teachers can also help them be more effective at reducing the conflict and developing more positive ways of relating in a classroom. And they can definitely get a sense of job satisfaction by being mindful. Now, with if the teachers in any school for that matter, if they practice mindfulness, they end up understanding their own emotions better. They are able to communicate more effectively with the students. They can manage the students whom they find very difficult better. Um, and they can also create a learning environment which is positive, which is inviting to take risks and thoroughly learning. So, in these ways, teachers can actually help them. Mindfulness can help the teachers to bring the best out of uh, themselves as well as in their students. They'll be able to approach a classroom with a sense of calm, understanding, and the skills to intervene appropriately, which will be probably for the benefit of one and all in that learning atmosphere.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very well said. So, ma'am, moving forward, so Meeta, ma'am, our audience would like to have some tips on practicing mindfulness and should they maintain it?
So there are many ways actually to incorporate mindfulness in your curriculum and bring calm to the classroom, to the teacher herself and to the students. I will enumerate a couple of these methods. The first one is actually while creating mindfulness through breathing. Now, when we are stressed or anxious, we often take shallow breaths into our chests. But by breathing deeply into your belly, there's a difference. Breathing till the chest and breathing till the belly. You can use the breath to calm down both your body and mind. And to practice mindful breathing, you could place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your chest and feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. If you count to three as you inhale and then count to three as you exhale, you will feel the air moving in and out of your systems. You could close your eyes and, while you're feeling so, and feel even more comfortable. Mindful breathing, when inculcated in a classroom, generally helps the children calm down. That's one way. So, just breathing basically and understanding that it's just the movement of air. By feeling the movement of air within your own body, you would become mindful of your presence and the presence of the body within that space. That's one way. That's one of the most simplest ways. You would have heard teachers come into the classroom and say, okay, take a deep breath. It's not like the deep breath of the doctors that the doctors want because they want to understand the working of your body, but it's a deep breath just to calm you down. So that's one of the simplest ways. The second way that comes to my mind is, cultivating mindfulness through sensory experiences. Sensory experiences also help children focus and relax. Now, try listening to relaxing music or other calming sounds in a classroom. The teachers, they might also take the children outside to hear the sound of nature. They could play, I Spy and create mind jars, and all of those activities could be done. And the children could be asked to touch certain objects, to feel those objects with their closed eyes, and that could be creating mindfulness through sensory imagination, or sensory, not imagination but sensory experiences. In the pre-primary schools, we teachers generally encourage imaginative play with those clays, with slime, and the children love it. They love holding it in their hand, and when we ask them to, we don't really have to even ask them. The sense of touch when they close their eyes and they feel it is being there, is experiencing the moment, and that's exactly what mindfulness is. The third way that comes to my mind, by which mindfulness could be inculcated in a classroom, is through guided imagery. Now, guided imagery develops children's imagination. It also helps to integrate learning with prior knowledge. So when they start a new topic in a classroom, the teachers could have the children close their eyes and slowly talk them through a pretend journey. For example, if the children are studying ocean as a topic in the classroom, you could get them to imagine them being in an underwater vehicle, cruising through the ocean waters, looking at those fishes and animals and plants, and end it with a guided relaxation, probably with a few deep breaths. Um, and then they can draw what they have imagined, or discuss it in a class. That's one of the best possible ways to re-energize these students, to calm them down, to get them focused to their studies through this guided imagery. Another method that comes to my mind is through movement. Humans are born to move. Our distant ancestors spent their days running from predators, or, hunting for food. Movement is natural part of human life, and that has now become a luxury in modern days, with students now getting into the cars just outside their homes and getting off the car just outside their schools. Introducing movement into the classroom will allow the students to tap their natural way of learning. Yoga is a simple strategy for added movement in the school day. The children can mimic their environment. They could mimic their environment to develop their self-expression, their self-confidence. They can practice yoga in chairs in their classroom, in the gym, outside. There are many ways of doing so. They could, for example, they could even study animals around the world. They could see, they could practice down facing a sheepdog, a cat pose. They could make those poses, use yoga postcards, yoga books to brainstorm yoga. Um, any one of these methods could be picked up to start a set of children before and a class teaching actually begins. So some of the teachers generally feel that they have only 30 minutes or a 45-minute period. How are they going to complete their syllabus? The principal, the dean of academics is probably going to be questioning them. But believe me, those 3 to 5 minutes spent before the class is going to make the kids so mindful that they would learn better. Now, there are plenty of other techniques. One technique that brings smiles to my face is for the preschool and the elementary students. And this is one of my favorite ones, whereby, the kids are asked to lie down on their backs, and a stuffed toy is placed on top of their belly buttons. And the teacher then guides a breathing meditation by asking them to take 3 deep breaths and 3 slow breaths by counting at the count of 1, 2, and 3. And for each breath, they observe the toy move a little, move upper, and then it comes back to it. That's one very, very effective way of focusing. You could use favorite colors, toys, all lots of kind of things, and lots of activities can actually be built around mindfulness, for them to observe their thoughts, understand their thoughts, their emotions. And like I said, breathing is definitely the easiest thing to be done to be mindful. These exercises, these small 3 to 5 minute sessions build awareness of all negative as well as positive thoughts. There are children in the younger school probably who cannot verbalize their feelings and emotions, but they become aware of them, and also helps them to create a distance from the negative feelings and understanding their feelings.
Right, right.
I usually suggest that the teachers should run these activities all together for the first time together, and then also keep a couple of jars and other certain things which can be used to do this mindfulness before the class.
Absolutely, ma'am. Very well said. So, thank you so much, Meeta ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights upon this topic. And it was great. It was a pleasure. It was great having you with us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Meeta ma'am.
Thank you.
And yeah, to all our viewers who are viewing us, please do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Till then, stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.